Hello, I'm Maura Carley, founder and president of Healthcare Navigation, and we're going to carry on today to talk about Medicare, specifically the most depressing Medicare general enrollment period. It would be a great joy to me if I never met anyone again who had to get on to Medicare Part B during the general enrollment period. It is designed to be punitive, and it is. And people don't expect it to be that punitive. So let's go through this. It's very important. The general enrollment period is only for those people who've missed properly enrolling during their initial enrollment period for Medicare Part B or during their special enrollment for Medicare Part B. So this is the default method to get on to Medicare Part B. Now, I have to assume that this was structured to be punitive because unlike Part A, which is an earned benefit, and I don't like it when people say Medicare Part A is free, it's premium free for people who paid for it their entire working lives and for those who were married long enough to people who did. But Part B is different. It's paid for out of general revenues, general tax dollars, and then there's also a premium contribution that individuals pay, except for the lowest income Americans. So the government didn't want people to just say, oh, I'm healthy, I don't need Part B, I don't want to pay for Part B, and then sign up when they're sick. And the government wants your money, of course. We know that. So let's walk through how this works. It's the first quarter of every year for an effective date the following July 1. So usually there's a gap in coverage. And unfortunately, for people who miss March 31st, and don't realize until after that, it's a Part B effective date for the 1st of July the following year, which is, awful for people at a certain age and higher risk for many things. So that's one issue. Let's discuss the financial penalties and their lifetime financial penalties. So let's give an example of someone we actually dealt with many years ago. He worked well into his 70s. So he had active group coverage for many years beyond age 65. But then rather than transition to Medicare, he took COBRA. And as we already discussed, your special enrollment period ends 8 months after you've stopped working or you're no longer eligible for the active group coverage, whichever comes first. So in this instance, this gentleman took COBRA for 18 months and missed his special enrollment period for Part B. Now these penalties go back to your 66th birthday. So for this man, it was many years. And the way this works is you pay a 10% penalty for every year you could have been on Medicare and weren't. And so he didn't get any credit for all those years he had the active group coverage. And even when he was paying for COBRA, his attitude was, I saved the government money. But, so that's not how it is structured. So this year, the Medicare Part B premium for most people is $148.50. So if you had only 1 year of penalty, that would be a pretty modest amount, right? Roughly $15 a month. But if you have many, many years, and then you might even have an income index premium tacked onto that as well, and then it's for your lifetime, it can be a source of terrible anger and dismay to people, because so often it does affect the people who've worked for many decades and paid into the system, and it's just dismaying to see. So please plan for your transition to Medicare during either your initial enrollment period or a special enrollment period, and avoid the general enrollment period. Thank you very much. Take care.